way into the blue corner, John Griffin. And to oppose John in the red corner, we have Glen Baragry. Presenting 5 2-minute rounds of kickboxing for the vacant Australian Super Welterweight Championship title between, hailing out of the blue corner, scaling 69.9 kilograms, 8 kick fights, 6 wins, 4 by knockout. From Auburn Creek, Brisbane, John Griffin. His opponent occupying the red corner, scaling 69.5 kilograms, 13 kick fights, 11 wins, 3 inside the distance. Former Queensland middleweight champion, current Australian FMA champion and reigning New South Wales champion. From Penrith, Glen Baragry. Third man in the ring as referee, Reno Labruna.
Well, John, it looks like there's a reasonable sort of a crowd here from Penrith tonight by the sound of that noise.
Yes, Steve Skibberus runs a branch of Jim Luku out there, the Black Panther Jim Luku branch.
It really does. I mean, Steve has gone through several styles, has had the experience of all of those various styles, and of course is now gone into the camp of JWK, and I think it's fantastic.
Yes, his fighter Glen Baragry has had a few wins as well. I imagine this. Don't know too much about the Queenslander, but I imagine it would be a good fight.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. He's trained by Wayne Spencer. Well, there's just a little feel out of a left leg.
Yes, it's good because in his early fights, Glen tended to rush a little bit.
Yeah,
he's more seasoned now and taking his time.
He is. Yeah, he's taking the legs, isn't he? He likes the legs. JWK, as you said before, Jim Raccoon, go for the legs.
Yes. Very good to see Glen there. He noticed a punch got in on him and he just nodded and was thinking about what to do next. Vast improvement in his attitude as a fighter.
Absolutely, because he was reasonably, let's just say, aggressive to be nice, John, before.
That probably is a nice word for.
Yeah. He's got a reasonable reach advantage, I'd say, here.
Yes.
And I can see already, John's just being a little tentative, I think. A little tentative with Glen because of the height difference.
Yes. I also think that John, because of the types of kicks he's throwing, possibly from some form of karate or something like that.
Yeah. Do you see Glen's straight left then? His straight left went straight on the button.
Yes, John there, a couple of things. He lifted his leg when he punched. And when he threw that kick at Glen, he pulled it up as it hit.
Yes, he did, didn't he? Glen didn't even feel that at all,
No, if he falls into the habit of doing that, Glen will just...
demolish him?
Virtually.
Well, he's attacking back at the moment, but Glen's no fool. He's just taken a lot of that in his gloves, John.
I don't think he's really hurting Glen at all.
No, I don't. There's no marks. There's nothing to say, hey, look, you've done a bit of damage to me. What's the weight difference? Glen came in at 69.5, John's come in at 69.9, so there's virtually no weight difference.
No, I wonder though if perhaps John is playing a cat and mouse game. He doesn't really seem to be trying to hit hard in this round.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think it'd be silly to play cat and mouse with somebody like Glen Baragry, the way that man's hitting.
Unless he's hoping Glen will run out of steam.
He looks reasonably fit to me, John.
Because he's hitting Glen virtually at will, but not doing any damage.
No, indeed. Well, I saw Glen just feel his nose when he went back to the ring, but I don't think there's anything, back to the corner, I don't think there's anything there that's a problem.
No, he seems fairly cool, calm and collected, as does the Queenslander. Those cheers, of course, not for the fighters, but for the rounds girl.
Are they? Oh, I thought they might be cheering on the trainers or something.
I notice the referee is always very attentive when the girls get in and out of the ring.
Oh, yes.
A gentleman.
Reno is a gentleman there. He's always willing to help. Always willing to help. But actually, if we have a look over here, I mean, John must be getting some reasonable sort of guidance here because he's agreeing to it. I see that his trainer, which is Wayne Spencer, I think he's saying to him that he's got to get in and hit hard in close, John. That's what it looks like.
Well, there's no point really hitting a fighter like Glen Baragry and not hurting him. If you're not going to really give it all you've got, you're wasting your time.
Yeah, Glen looks like he wants to take that fight up, doesn't he?
Yes.
And we're talking about 5 rounds here, John. 5 2-minute rounds for this Australian title.
Yes. Fortunately for John there, he intercepted Glen's leg as he threw a rather nice high front kick.
It's almost an axe kick coming off of Glen there, almost.
Yes, a very unusual kick for this form of fighting.
Oh, there was a good right hand, John. Glen just brought out a good right hand from nowhere.
Very nice right hook.
I tell you, my advice at the moment to John would be to keep his left up if he wants to stay conscious.
He wants to start hitting a bit harder as well. I don't know whether he's holding back to conserve energy or whether he actually just doesn't hit hard. But Glen's shots, though not as numerous, are much more effective.
John, if we just look at his background, he's had 8 fights, 6 wins, and 4 of those wins have been by knockout, so the man must hit hard. If you're going to knock somebody out, you've got to have a bit of power there, John.
The only thing I can think of is he's conserving energy.
I'm just looking at Glen's background. He's had 13 fights, 11 wins.
Oh, very nice jab.
By Glen.
Yes, he knocked John backwards.
Oh, there's a right hand that says good day to you.
Yes, I think John wants to really up the pace of this fight if he wants to compete against him.
You know what I'm noticing? John, for example, then, he does a left, but he leaves the hand out there on the chin, instead of withdrawing it and taking it with another hand.
Yes, I wonder if he's done some form of classical competition.
Dude, I think Glen can put this away, you know that, John?
Yes.
I think Glen can put this away tonight. Look, his reach advantage each time, left jab, and the other guy just can't reach.
Both fighters punching, Glen's punch is landing rather heavily, and John's not landing at all.
No. Oh, look.
I think we could see the end of it this round.
Yeah, they're 2-minute rounds.
John's looking very marked around the face.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
And I wonder at his conditioning, because he doesn't really look...
Well, my suggestion to John, keep his hands up and attack. Oh, John. I think fairly shortly he's going to have a standing 8 count put on him, wouldn't you think?
If this continues, the referee might even stop the fight. And John's walking back to the corner, very fatigued to look at, and very marked around the face.
Yeah, and by contrast, I mean, if you had a look at Glen, he almost bolted back to the corner, bolted back, taking his advice, taking a swivel. He doesn't have a mark on his face, John.
No, I really think that it's only a matter of time before Glen puts John away, and I really do question John's fitness, which might account for his starting so slow.
My guess is that John's strategy has got to be now to come back out and attack Glen's legs. I think round kicks to the thighs is about what he's got left in his arsenal, wouldn't you say?
Well, the way he's breathing as well, I'd say try and knock Glen out as quick as possible because he doesn't look like he'll go 5 rounds.
I can't say that he's going to knock him out because every time he leads with a jab, Glen's leading with a jab, and there's a dramatic reach advantage.
Yes.
He's not punching and dodging, bobbing and weaving, John, is he? He's just straight punching, standing there. Glen's got no marks. He's not even breathing heavy, John.
No.
My goodness, what a fit athlete.
John really should be trying to use angles and lateral motion to offset Glen's attack, but he's not doing it.
Well, I think he's just going to go for the legs. Oh, he left it. I think that might be the first of a couple we'll see in this round, John.
Well, Glen's looking very, very fresh and eager in the corner there. This could be the last round of the fight.
Well, we'll see. I mean, Glen certainly has got his eyes down at those legs.
Yes. He doesn't seem concerned by John at all. He's almost treating his punching power with disdain.
I mean, he's taking most punches on his arms or shoulders anyway, John, and the ones that are getting through, like you said, they're not even hurting him.
No. I don't think John has the punching power to put Glen away. Glen knows it.
Do you think Glen's just taking the sting out of him?
Yes, or John's not ring fit. One of the two. Or maybe a combination of both.
Well, I mean, they're both fairly mobile fighters. Oh, look, left, right, straight on the button. Straight on the button. I think that uppercut from Glen would have done some damage if he hadn't got out of the way of that, I'll tell you.
Yes, he's definitely not hurting Glen at all. Glen, on the other hand, is, I would say, hurting John quite a bit.
Oh, look.
Very good left hook.
I think I saw his knees buckled in slightly, John.
Yes.
Just slightly.
Yes, he's in all sorts of trouble there.
Glen's just sort of saying, well, come on, fella, get a little bit tired, and then we'll see what you're made of, isn't he?
Well, John's trying to fight back, but he just doesn't
Oh,
have it.
what a right hand. That right hand nearly put him down, John. I think the rope saved him.
Interesting to see that Glen stopped to give the fighter a moment to come out, but then thought better of it and continued.
Yeah. I think he thought the ref might be going to stop there for a second.
Actually, when a fighter's through the ropes like that, the fight should be called to a halt and the fighter removed from the ropes.
And I think that that's what he thought was going to happen. Well, I'm surprised, to be honest with you, that round got through to the end.
Yes,
I'm really quite surprised.
yes, I am as well. To his credit, John's fighting back and trying hard, but he just doesn't have the punching power or the stamina. And really, I can't see him winning this fight from this point unless he pulls a big one out.
Well, it seems to me that if Glen turns up the heat, knowing that John's only real attacking motion at the moment can be to the thighs, if Glen turns up the heat on his straight punches, I reckon he can put him away.
Oh, he's definitely got the power to put him away. But I think Glen is very aware it's a 5-round fight, and as good fighters do, he won't go in too hard until he knows he can make the distance.
Yeah, that's true.
The 4th and the 5th rounds, I'd say Glen will just fire up if the fight is still going.
Yeah, that's true. And mind you, Glen's got some very experienced people in his corner, John. Very experienced people.
Yes. Oh, they'd be definitely putting some strategies to him how to take the fight.
Right, just pushing him away with his left leg. Well, that was a good attempt, John. I mean, you can't take anything. Oh, it was a bit of a high kick. You can't take anything away from the man. I mean, that was a good kick on behalf of John.
He's trying hard. He's definitely showing courage and trying to use his technique, but there just doesn't seem to be any power in the movements.
Yeah, I take that with what you say. By contrast, when Glen hits, he's hitting.
Yes, well, I wonder if the man has won 4 fights by knockout. What's wrong tonight?
I don't know, maybe he's just come down from Brisbane or something. John might be a little bit weary.
Quite possibly.
I think Glen got involved with pulling his head down then when he didn't really mean to.
No. John's starting to hold onto the head, which is usually a sign of fatigue.
I noticed that Glen's got some Muay Thai shorts on, John. Do you think he'd be fighting with some Muay Thai fighters?
Most of the fighters nowadays wear the Muay Thai shorts because they're much cooler than the traditional longer pants.
Oh, I see. Very few kicks in this part of the fight, John.
Yes, surprising.
A great deal of using of the hands, but maybe the boys are just getting a little weary, do you think? That Glen doesn't look that weary.
No. John's definitely showing the signs of fatigue. His mouth's open, his mouth guard's hanging out. His hands are down. His movements are sluggish.
And there is no power there, John. John is almost at the point where I think he's got some trouble defending himself, you know.
Well, Glen can sense that his opponent is in trouble, and he's just going in trying to take his head off.
Well, he's hitting him at will, John. I mean, look at that right kick from John then. It had no power in it at all.
No.
And Glen really is hitting him at will. Oh. Straight to the body, straight to the head, John.
Yes.
Straight to the body, straight to the head. I don't think that was deliberate. I think it was just an accidental strike.
No, but the referee does have to continually warn the fighters.
Well,
if you let an accident happen, they quite often turn into a habit, and then the fighter will lose points or be disqualified.
well, John, I mean, this is the last round, and this has been to my way of thinking, a fairly decisive fight so far for Glen.
Oh yes, I'd say so.
Do you agree with that?
I would say that John would have to knock Glen out to win. To be honest, I'm quite surprised the fight's gone this far.
Yeah, I think in the last half of that last round, Glen didn't do what he was doing in the first half, which is picking off the powerful shots. He sort of got in there in close and just hung on, mixed it a little bit, and I think he almost let him off the hook.
To an extent, I agree, though. You've got to give credit to John. He's tried very hard. He's obviously tired, but he's still fighting.
Yeah, and I guess that's a credit to his trainer. I mean, obviously he's done a lot of kicking and punching in his training hall. Though he looks tired, John. I mean, just looking at the man stand up there.
Yes, I'm sure he's glad it's the last round.
Indeed he is. Indeed he is.
He will be doubly glad to hear the bell to sound the end of the last round.
Well, let's hope he hears the bell. Oh, so they've just got to pick Glen Baragry's head up again.
Shades of Angelo Dundee.
Indeed. As I recall, John, they're not allowed to have their toes protruding from the pad. Is that correct?
No, because it could cause possible blindness if the fighter was hit in the eye.
Thai fighters, of course, I understand, fight with no pads at all, John.
Well, actually, most of the other fights around the world and interstate fight without pads. New South Wales is one of the few places where pads are used in competition.
Well, I guess that's a credit to our boxing authority. I mean, they really are interested in people's safety. And after all, these people are amateurs, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
No, there's the good sportsmanship shown again. Last round and hands out.
It's good to see because people should realise that it is a sport and that these people will probably shake hands and have a beer after the fight.
I think they deserve a beer after the fight, John.
Several, actually.
Look, you've got to give it to John Griffin, mate. He's in there mixing it. He's giving it his all. He's not holding anything back.
He knows. He's obviously been told, or he realises he needs to put Glen away to win, or he needs to really impress the judges this round.
I noticed he's done a few front kicks, and they really are ineffective, aren't they?
Well, his punches are wild and his mouth guard is halfway out.
Yeah, look, and I think Glen's got some pretty strong abdominal muscles there, and you hit them and they don't do too much.
No. Glen, as always, walking forward.
I think Glen's waiting for a big hit. Do you know that? I think Glen's got a big hit somewhere hidden up, whether it's a kick or a punch, and I think he's just picking the time to let it rip.
One thing Glen is doing incorrectly is he's continually watching the feet.
He pulled him down then, that was accidental.
Yes.
Yeah, he is watching the feet, isn't he?
This tends to, your brow then obstructs your vision and you can't see any punches or targets up the top. Glen should be keeping his eyes higher and looking at the whole body, including the legs.
Oh, look, there was a good left hand. And there's another straight left, John. See, I think that's how Glen should be fighting.
Yes.
Oh, look. There's no two ways about it.
John's on his last.
Oh, there's straight into the head. He's fighting for his life, John. He's fighting for his life.
This could be called off. No, John's fighting back.
But he's taking a little bit of punishment here. A lot of punishment, actually.
He's looking a bit glassy-eyed as well.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? Gone a little bit glassy. If you take a close-up on that face, you can see that the man is not seeing too well. I reckon there should be a standing 8 shortly put on him.
If this wasn't the last round, I'd say it might be stopped. There wouldn't be much left in the round, so the referee might be just waiting to see.
Oh, look, I think that's just as well they didn't go for another 30 seconds, John.
Yes.
I see now, of course, where we've got to have the referees in our surgical gloves.
Yes, something for protection against possible HIV infection.
Yeah, it's terrible, but that's how the world's gone, isn't it?
Yes.
John, I think there's very little doubt about what the outcome of this fight will be.
I would be very surprised if Glen wasn't awarded the fight.
But I take my hat off to John Griffin because he fought on right up to that very, very end.
A great deal of courage. Yes.
And you know, one last thing on that, it must be tough to fight when you're 1,000 kilometres from home and the audience, generally speaking, is against you.
Yes, I was very pleased that there wasn't too much negative action from the audience tonight towards John, because there's nothing worse than a fighter being put down by a crowd in the other fighter's hometown.
World title victory, Grant Parker's knockout victory, and Steve Vick stopping former Commonwealth champion Ronald Dew, and all the talent from around Australia. It's available at the front entrance right now. Fist and Feet, Australia's only kickboxing magazine. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the decision. The judges are unanimous. A unanimous decision to the new Australian Super Welterweight Champion from the red corner, Glen Baragry. A round of applause would be appropriate for the challenger. A game performance from the Queenslander, John Griffin, who I believe took this fight on only 3 days' notice. So a brave performance from the Queenslander, Johnny Griffin. Warwick Valentine from Glencoe Cleaning Contractors to present Glen with his Australian Super Welterweight Championship belt. Warwick Valentine, Glencoe Cleaning Contractors. Congratulations, Glen. Good effort, mate. New South Wales champion and now Australian champion. Glen, victory at the Phoenician Club for the state title. You've progressed straight away to an Australian title. You must be very proud this evening.
Yeah, it's great, mate. It's really good.
What about the improvement since that state title to now? Glen has showed out this evening.
Yeah, a lot of improvements, a lot of hard work. It's great.
Certainly a good opponent, John Griffin, Glen.
For sure, I'd like to thank him for coming out to Queensland to give me the opportunity to fight. Thanks.
And where do you go now, mate? You've got the Australian title, a little bit more experience. You certainly must be looking for something a little bit bigger now.
Yeah, I just let things go on and see what eventuates.
Well, you acquitted yourself very well, Glen. You're a very good fighter this evening, and you've got a good following there from Penrith, and it's your night tonight. Congratulations, go and enjoy yourself. Glen Baragry, champion this evening.